Good afternoon, everyone. As Jeff already mentioned, I'm LaDarius Holmes, and I am currently a senior at Gordon Parks High School. I'm also a proud member of the 2009 class of Genesys Works, Young Professionals, and on behalf of my fellow classmates and the staff of Genesys Works, I want to welcome you all to this year's Breaking Through ceremony. Over the course of the next hour, you will not only have the chance to hear from the mayor of St. Paul and the superintendents of schools, but you will also have the pleasure of hearing from some of my amazing friends at Genesys Works as well. So sit back, relax, and try to enjoy the program. For those who don't know already about Genesys Works, it is a program that helps prepare high school students like me for college and professional careers. While our technical training and our jobs we earn are in the technical field, for example, I work at Excel Energy. I'm proud about that. But what you also gain is the knowledge and experience that goes way far beyond that. Over the course of last summer, I've learned so many different things. I have taken apart and reassembled the contents of a computer. I have learned how to dress and behave in a professional environment. I've also learned that even though you aren't afraid of bees, they will still sting you. And while all these things are very important to know, there's something more important that I've learned about life as well. I learned that life is full of surprises. I've learned that you can plan for life, but sometimes you just have to play things by ear. I was never the best student in school. I'm pretty sure I wasn't in the top 10. I always did enough just to barely pass. I wasn't involved in any type of school or extracurricular activities. I thought community service was something you would only do if you got in trouble with the law. In college, I thought if I could finish high school, that would be enough to get me by. But then, I learned something. I learned that life isn't always about getting by. It's about learning what you really want in life and fighting vigorously to achieve it. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't have any goals. I didn't have anything to strive for. In other words, I didn't have the drive I needed to finish high school. So I just did what many others around me were doing. I just stopped caring. I just became one of those students who just sat in the back, like this, with my headphones on, just completely oblivious to what the teacher was talking about that day. And as you probably guessed, my grades began to decline, and my future wasn't looking so good. Even though I was fitting all the qualifications needed to be qualified as a bad student, my teachers and I noticed something about me. I wasn't like those kids. The student principal summoned me to her office one day. She wanted to talk to me about why my grades were looking like the way they were. She was baffled by the fact that I was showing up to school every single day, but my grades were as low as they were. So she asked me, why would you show up to school if you wasn't going to do the work? Well, besides the fact that my mom would kill me if I ever stopped going to school, I think the real reason was I just simply loved to learn. I told her that even though I wasn't doing the work, I was actually learning something. So that was me. I was a smart guy with the bad grades. I was an oxymoron, if you will, with a huge emphasis on the moron part. Through unfortunate events, I ended up dropping out of school. At that point in my life, I decided that money was more important than education. So I went on a 6-month job hunt. And even though I wasn't in school, I actually learned a very important math equation. I want all of you to write this down. Okay, now take one teenager. Now take away a high school diploma. Now add a recession to the equation. So what are the chances of that teenager getting a job? Anybody? Good. And if your answer is anything like slim or impossible or not gonna happen, then you're pretty much dead on. So, and also during my job search, I also heard something on the news that scared me one day. It said something like, today, 5 employees with college degrees were laid off their jobs because the company needed to save money. And that really scared me, because here I'm thinking, if employees with college degrees were getting laid off their jobs, what are the chances of me even getting one? Again, if you answer any of the choices above, then you're doing really well in today's pop quiz. So after reality kicked me in the stomach, I came to the conclusion that education is the key you'll need to open many doors in life. And after searching for a school to go to, someone actually recommended that I go to Gordon Parks. And even though many of my peers have heard me complaining about the school I go to, if I had the chance to go back and change any of it, I don't think I would. Because my initial plans was to go to Chicago and find a school to go to there. And if I would have did that, I probably would have never heard about Genesys Works, which I think was the best decision I have made so far. Because not only does Genesys Works, not only does it teach you about technical and computer skills you will need if you're interested in any type of career involving computers, it teaches you so much more than that. It teaches you how to behave in the workplace, how to communicate on a professional level, but overall it teaches you how to be a young professional. Over the 8 weeks we spent in the program, I feel that I've matured dramatically. And while you may not see it by the jokes I say or the goofy faces I make sometimes, I think that my mind is the thing that really grew this summer. I'm starting to see things in a new light. I know that nothing great in life is free, and you can't coast through life with jokes and charms. I've tried that. Sooner or later, you have to sit down and ask yourself, what do I want in life, and how hard am I willing to fight to obtain it? Well, I found out over the summer what I want in life. I want to be successful. I want to be what a friend told me about once. I want to be financially literate. I learned that I don't want to have to worry about where my next meal is coming from. I don't want my family to have to worry about any money problems they may face in the future. I don't want any future kids that I may have. I don't want them to have to worry about how they're going to pay for college. I think that all these reasons and more will be enough to keep me fighting for success. And I have no one but Genesys Works to thank for the boxing gloves and the training. A wise man once said, "It is okay not to know the destination, but it is wise to know the direction." Actually, that was me who said that. I learned that it's all right not to know exactly what you want to do in life, but to have a plan or an idea is not a bad thing to have. Another thing that worried me when I was at Genesys Works, I was afraid that once it was all over, that you guys would forget about me. But I'm going to make it hard for you to do that. So remember my face and my name, because one day you'll see it on the statue. Thank you.